All right, folks, Rich Van Tassel with you. Tuesday, October 25th, 2016. Going to be real short. With this one, we know baseball isn't really my thing anymore. Used to be really into baseball, but the NFL and NBA are my sports. But we do have the World Series starting tonight, so I'll give you the best I can off of what I know between the Chicago Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. I believe this is starting in Cleveland tonight. Shows how little I follow baseball. I don't even know who has the home field advantage because they do that stupid nonsense where the team that wins the All-Star game, the league that wins the All-Star game, gets home field advantage in the World Series. I'm almost certain it's in Cleveland. That means no pitchers will be hitting, designated hitters. John Lester's getting the start. I don't even know who's getting it for Cleveland. Now, of course, the big story is the Chicago Cubs. They haven't won the World Series since 1908. That's 108 years ago. For those of you who don't know how to add and subtract, this is their first World Series since 1945. That's 71 years ago. For those of you who don't know your basic mathematics. So, will they be able to break the Billy Goat curse? Now, I had stopped following baseball. I was a big Red Sox fan. They had won one World Series. Then that was like the greatest thing. Then they won another one, and then they even won another one after that. But basically, after their second one, I had stopped following baseball because there was just no more fun anymore. So I'd be interesting to see if the Cubs win the World Series. Um, will they still be as passionate in Chicago about it? And they're still pretty passionate in Boston, but I guess for the casual observer, the fun and the luster is lost in that regard. Of course, the Red Sox had the curse of the Bambino going on, and it was 86 years when they finally won the World Series in 2004. Hard to believe that was 12 years ago. As for this series, um, you know, Chicago's clearly the better team on paper. I don't really know much at all about Cleveland's roster or anything. What I do know is Cleveland has shut down two very potent offenses on their way to the World Series. Now, can they keep that going? They've had some time off because they dismantled the Toronto Blue Jays pretty quick, and they got that series started. The American Championship Series started before the National League Championship Series, so they have some days off. So if it was a situation where it was big time hitting by Cleveland, you'd worry that the bats would cool off. Pitching doesn't necessarily cool off so much, but still, you have to see if they can keep that rolling going into this series. I expect that Cleveland is able to do that. And of course, the Cleveland Indians, I don't think, have won a World Series since 1948 or something. And there was that big drought of Cleveland sports, no team winning a championship since the Cleveland Browns in '61 until the Cavaliers just won it recently this year in 2016. So can they break their extended drought? And of course, they've had their heartbreaks as well. So some things to keep an eye on. I think Cleveland's pitching is going to shut it down. I really feel bad for the Cubs. But hey, they made the World Series, so they're, probably shitting themselves in the streets of Chicago right now after that one. They don't even know what to do if they'll win a World Series, so we'll have to see. But I don't think that they're going to win this one. I think Cleveland's just too hot, and their pitching has been too good, and they get it done in this one. So this will be uploaded shortly. It's just about 8 o'clock on the East Coast right now. I'm not even sure if Cleveland's got to still be Eastern time, because I know Pittsburgh is still Eastern time, and those aren't too far away, but maybe it's starts at 7, I don't know, but it's just about 8 Eastern where I'm doing this video here in New Jersey, so the game will probably start in about a half hour or so. Be sure to stay tuned for that, but I am picking the Cleveland Indians to win the World Series in 6 games over the Chicago Cubs. Thank you all. Have a good night.